Hello, I'm Mayor Peter Rogers. Ever wonder what makes Chino Hills so special? What sets us apart? What is so unique about this community? The answer certainly depends on who you ask.
One might say it's the beauty of our natural environment, or the well-groomed neighborhoods, or the fact that you can live next to nature and enjoy all it has to offer. Many mention the sense of community they experience at our events, or the unique closeness that develops among residents. Some might say it's their sense of safety and security, or the fact that neighbors look out for each other. One thing for certain, our residents don't hesitate to tell you why they love this community.
We really love the fact that there's just so much to do here. There's tons of restaurants, tons of places to take your kids. It's very family oriented, so it's a great community to live in.
We have great sports. Every time I tell anybody I live in Chino Hills, they always say, you guys have the most amazing sport programs. So whether it's baseball, soccer, or football, everybody knows about Chino Hills sports.
Alexa, what do you think about Chino Hills?
I don't have an opinion on that.
Okay, well, I guess we're gonna have to teach you a few things.
The people, it's a variety of people, different cultures, all engulfed in one area. And I mean, everybody's nice to each other. It's just a city of love. That's how I feel. I've got nothing but love from each and every parent, from the kids that we play with, different cultures, different backgrounds, different ethnicity. So, I mean, that's what I like about Chino Hills the most, is the people. It's just the love that everybody gives.
This is such a caring community. When I get lost, there are two-legged friends who help me get back to my family. I love Chino Hills.
You wouldn't know there's 80,000 people here. It feels like 8.
I don't know.
We got all the shopping centers nearby, Costco.
I love Chino Hills.
And you name it. And of course, the shops.
There's a lot of family events that go around in Chino Hills.
In Chino Hills, you know when you have arrived. Often, the borders between cities in Southern California become a blur as you travel from one to the next. Here, we have a sense of place because of some natural and man-made boundaries that easily identify our city limits. Our entry monuments signal that you have arrived. Or is it really the rolling hills, the protected open space, the cattle grazing, or the hawks soaring?
I've had many people tell me they let out a sigh of appreciation when they return to Chino Hills. They are home. Chino Hills is unique in that most of the community was master planned. That set high standards for future growth. Developers were required to provide 3 acres of parks for every 1,000 residents. And today, our 43 beautiful parks are the jewels of our city.
We celebrated the grand opening of Pinehurst Park last July. This beautiful 14-acre park has a massive playground and a full-size basketball court. Parents with kids who have special needs appreciate the adaptive swings. Parks like this one provide opportunities for our residents to gather, and that helps people feel connected. Our next park, Los Serranos Park, will be the first to be built in the Los Serranos community. This historic area was one of the first enclaves in Chino Hills. Los Serranos Country Club was launched in 1925. An early photograph shows a lonely house in the early 1940s. Back in those days, there were no requirements to add parks. Los Serranos Park will be built on 6 acres owned by the school district, next to Chaparral Elementary School. This is the first time the city will build a park on land we don't own. The project cannot move forward without state architect approval. Thanks to some generous donors, the Chino Hills Community Foundation's donation for playground equipment has increased from $150,000 to $173,000. The Howard and Nikki Applebaum Foundation contributed $3,000 for special needs play equipment, and the McCombs Family Foundation donated $20,000 towards Los Serranos Park. Playgrounds in parks are smoke-free zones, and recently that protection for families was expanded.
The City Council recently took steps to improve the air quality at our parks by making them entirely smoke-free. During a recent update of our codes, the City Council voted to prohibit smoking at city parks and facilities. Vaping and electronic smoking devices are also banned. Marijuana was already prohibited by Proposition 64. Indoors or outdoors, all of our parks and facilities will be smoke-free. Staff has discretion to designate smoking areas during events such as weddings. Signage will be updated, and the smoking ban will be promoted with a Breathe Easy campaign to keep our hills healthy.
Developing a trail system was also a priority early on. Our trail system includes about 48 miles of trails. In 2017, we completed a major project to gather information for trail and park users. Thanks to technology, the information is easily accessible on the city website and the new city app. Distance, trail difficulty, time estimates, maps, and even elevation charts are available right through your smartphone. With GPS enabled, hikers can track their progress. The app shows you trail photos, trailhead locations, access points, parking availability, and trail connections.
Alexa, what do you think of the Chino Hills app?
The app does not have an intriguing name like mine, but it can do amazing things. Of course, so can I.
Our trails have also been improved. 16 new kiosks identify the trailheads. Trail markers make it easier to identify the trail, direction, and distance you're traveling. These improvements were made possible by a $50,000 donation from the Chino Hills Community Foundation. A trail runs through Hollow Run Park. The paved walking path meanders through a natural area, and you feel like you're in the great outdoors. A $270,000 state grant will fund the removal of 186 dead or infested trees. Over 200 native trees like California black walnut, coast live oak, California sycamore, and white alder will be planted.
Our Parks and Recreation Commission is reviewing and updating the Parks Master Plan. Community meetings were held to gather input. Residents completed surveys and the data is being reviewed. The updated master plan will prioritize new programs, facilities, and amenities for the future.
Our focused efforts to preserve open space and plan for parks and trails definitely sets Chino Hills apart. Many residents say they chose Chino Hills because of these features. They love to come home and enjoy the parks, and they appreciate the beautiful views from the trails. Vantage points throughout the city show the thoughtful balance of parks, open space, homes, and retail centers that was achieved through thoughtful planning. Los Serranos, Glenmead, and Sleepy Hollow were already established communities when land use planning began in the early 80s. But the vast majority of Chino Hills was a blank slate. Strong building standards, park and open space requirements, and more were instrumental in achieving a high-quality community. Property values have remained strong, regardless of the ups and downs of the economy. Chino Hills is a very desirable place to live, and that is good for property values. Building in our community continues, and we're very close to build-out. At the end of the day, about 80,000 people agree that Chino Hills is a great place to call home. The Sokol Canyon Parkway Corridor is a hub of activity, with 3 different projects all under construction. The city doesn't control when projects move forward. That timing is up to the property owners and market forces. The housing market in Chino Hills is hot, and the activity level is high. People want a Chino Hills address.
We are seeing new trends in development with several mixed-use projects under construction. Walkable communities are sought after as millennials and empty nesters alike are attracted to living in a community where you can walk to dinner or to the neighborhood store.
Lewis Homes' Santa Barbara project at Sokol Canyon Parkway and Pomona Rincon Road is a great example. Known for upscale apartment projects, Lewis is building 324 apartments. Their goal? Luxury living that is relaxing and stress-free. Residents will enjoy many amenities, including a dog park, community garden, and movie theater. The nearby commercial center includes nearly 16,000 square feet of retail, restaurant, and office space. The leasing office just opened in March, and Lewis Homes reports strong interest. Across Sokol Canyon Parkway, another mixed-use project is under construction. Truemark Homes reports strong sales at Bristol, just named Community of the Year by Builder and Developer magazine. This project includes both attached townhomes and single-family homes. The community features a walking trail with easy access to the future Sokol Square, with retail, restaurant, and office space. The Rincon project is also off Sokol Canyon Parkway, bordering SR 71 on Pomona Rincon Road. Town Place Suites by Marriott has the freeway frontage that hotels desire. This 4-story hotel will have 116 suites with kitchenettes. 2 retail pads are also under construction. Grand opening should start near the end of the year. KB Homes' Jade Tree at Vista Bella is a 65-unit townhome with Tuscan-inspired architecture and a nice streetscape along Butterfield Ranch Road. Outdoor amenities contribute to this family-friendly neighborhood. South of Pine Avenue on Butterfield Ranch Road, Villa Borba is one of the last big subdivisions originally approved by the City Council in 2006. We celebrated the December 2015 grand opening of the city's first dog park, which Cal Atlantic built at no cost to the city. There are fewer than 55 single-family homes left to build. Moving next to Grand Avenue and Chino Hills Parkway, Trumark Homes held a grand opening in January for Founders Chino Hills. This 12-acre project is named as a nod to our city's first civic center, which operated on the property from 1992 to 2008. 76 homes in the project are duet style, with 2 attached single-family homes. The second floors of these homes have no common walls, which enhances the look of this new neighborhood. The Gordon Ranch Commercial Center on Chino Hills Parkway will see some changes in the building that once housed Ralph's Supermarket. 6 storefronts and a youth basketball training facility are planned. We have another unique business coming, an escape room at Chino Hills Marketplace on Chino Hills Parkway.
Part of Chino Hills is on the east side of the 71 freeway, from Chino Hills Parkway down to Big League Dreams. Let's take a look at that area next. The activity is just south of Chino Hills Parkway at Monte Vista Avenue.
The Crossings at Chino Hills is a new apartment complex already leasing. Residents will enjoy a clubhouse and gym, outdoor kitchens, sports courts, a dog park, and a playground. Turner Crossings Business Park is just south of the Crossings. This project fulfills a need in Chino Hills as it was constructed, then fully leased within 3 months. Many of the tenants are the back-end warehouses for wholesalers with larger space needs. The next parcel to the south, Chino Hills Commerce Center, the only light industrial building in town, is under construction on 5 acres. This 100,000 square foot building will include 1 floor with warehouse space and 2 floors of office space. There is 1 more vacant parcel to the west, and it is owned by the BAPS Temple. It is one of our major landmarks visible from the 71 freeway. The temple is an amazing feat of construction, and they welcome many guests for tours. There are so many things that set Chino Hills apart. Our diversity is definitely on the list. Not only the diversity of our residents, but of our faith communities. The Buddhist community has had a presence at Chino Hills Parkway and Carbon Canyon Road since 2002. They welcome visitors to learn about meditation. Construction of Buddha Hall, their permanent place of worship, should begin in early 2019. The Coptic Orthodox Church has purchased property on Peyton Drive north of Chino Hills Parkway, next to Chino Valley Community Church. This ancient church practices the earliest form of the Orthodox Christian faith. Their sanctuary should start construction by the end of this year. New residents, new businesses, new churches. Many choose Chino Hills because of our reputation as one of the safest cities in California and the nation. That reputation is one more thing that sets Chino Hills apart.
We're very proud of our Chino Hills Police Department. Our law enforcement services are provided through a contract with the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department. That arrangement provides us with law enforcement personnel committed to serving our community and additional resources through the county. Our captain, Darren Goodman, makes it a priority to listen to community concerns and respond.
The quality of public safety in any community is only as good as the engagement and participation of the citizens being served. That's why we're very fortunate here in Chino Hills, and that's why we have such a great community. The people here are very involved. The collaboration, the participation of our citizens, the willingness for them to be involved and take responsibility for their public safety makes Chino Hills a great place to live, to work, and to raise children. The Sheriff's Department has been a part of that since the very beginning, almost 25 years ago. And while we know it's a contract, we feel very much like we're a part of this community and we're a part of the Chino Hills family.
Community engagement is a priority for the department. They create opportunities to interact with residents at events such as public safety forums, Coffee with a Cop, and Coptoberfest. A recent Coffee with the Mayor event in Los Serranos brought to light some community concerns that the police department resolved through special enforcement operations. Carbon Canyon has been another area of concern. Targeted traffic patrols have been scheduled on a regular basis. Most accidents in the canyon have been due to driver error, inattention, or speed. The department has had significant investigative success this past year. They identified a burglary ring and arrested gang members from Los Angeles. In order to combat this type of property crime, we will install automated license plate recognition cameras at 13 intersections later this year. It's a $1 million investment that will help us identify the criminals who come to town to commit crimes. The system quickly identifies stolen vehicles and collects data that will enhance investigations. Another significant case started with a traffic stop and ended with the recovery of over $200,000 worth of stolen property found in 6 storage units in Montclair. Items were traced to vehicle, residential, and commercial thefts as far back as 2006 in cities from Chino Hills to Los Angeles to Las Vegas. Several illegal residential marijuana cultivation operations have been identified and disrupted. And the word disrupted is used very specifically here because the crime is no longer a felony. Changes in California law limit law enforcement's ability to respond to crimes. Voters pass new laws with misleading names, like the Safe City and Schools Act and the Public Safety and Rehabilitation Act, thinking that they would decrease crime and increase safety. Until recently, police could put a marijuana grow house out of business. Now, police can arrest the suspects, but their illegal activity is now considered a misdemeanor, on par with driving with a suspended license. Before this legislation, suspects were charged with a felony and all cultivation equipment confiscated. Now, building code violations and the felony of stealing electricity have more impact fighting this crime than tools law enforcement has.
Chino Hills has joined Taking Back Our Community, a coalition of cities dedicated to educating the public and improving law enforcement's ability to fight crime. New legislation, including Assembly Bill 109 and Propositions 47 and 57, are having unintended consequences and creating public safety threats. We encourage our residents to learn more about taking back our communities and to push for change at the state level.
In some cases, the city advocates for change, and sometimes we must respond to change. The City Council elections coming in November will be the first district-based election in the city's history. The change is due to threatened litigation in 2016. Elections will transition from at-large elections, which allowed voters to vote for candidates for all 5 seats on the City Council, to a district-based election system. Voters will cast a ballot for 1 member of the City Council by selecting from qualified candidates who reside within the same district as the voter. Elections for Council Districts 1, 2, and 4, held by Council members Marquez, Rogers, and Joes, will be held November 6, 2018. Current council members who live in Districts 3 and 5 will represent the city at large until the next election in November 2020.
One of the properties we've been monitoring for years is the Tres Hermanos Ranch. Chino Hills residents love the beautiful view of the 2,500-acre property on both sides of Grand Avenue on our western border. About 1,750 acres are in Chino Hills and 700 acres are in Diamond Bar.
City officials feel the same way residents do about the property. Its beauty helps to define our community, and we would like to see much of it preserved as open space. Protecting open space was one of the city's original goals, and today we have more than 3,000 acres. We are proud that the rural, natural feel of Chino Hills is valued by so many. The city is very committed to representing its residents regarding the future of Tres Hermanos. The City of Industry has owned Tres Hermanos since 1978, but has never been forthcoming about its plans. After analyzing thousands of pages of documents, we have uncovered that industry has spent over $20 million planning a 450-megawatt solar facility in our city and in Diamond Bar. Yet, they are unwilling to share any details. We're not solar experts, but we don't think a project of that size would fit on Tres Hermanos.
The fundamental issue is who should determine what happens on the property. Chino Hills believes that our residents and the city deserve a say about the future of Tres Hermanos. Given our dealings with industry, so far we have no faith that they will consider any input from Chino Hills and Diamond Bar. Both cities have filed 2 lawsuits against industry.
Another important item under review for close to 2 years is our water rates. Many years of drought and very tight water supplies have led to some mandates, regulations, and guidance provided by the state. They have encouraged agencies to adopt budget-based water rates and continue conservation efforts. This methodology encourages Californians to use water efficiently and ensures fiscal stability for the water system. Rates must cover all costs associated with delivering water to our customers. Under budget-based rates, customers have a water budget that uses water efficiency targets set by the state for indoor and outdoor water use and takes into consideration lot size and weather conditions. Whether it be the water system, our playgrounds, roads, or buildings, taking care of our infrastructure is an important priority. Keeping up with maintenance and replacement schedules saves costs down the road.
In the Village Oaks area, we're starting a massive project to replace the over 1,000 service saddles, which connects the household water line with the main water line. 30 years ago, the saddles were made of cast iron, which is reactive to our soil. The first phase of this $2.7 million project to replace the cast iron saddles with brass saddles is underway.
While water rates cover the cost of maintaining the water system, the funding sources to maintain our 200 miles of roads are varied. Road maintenance helps extend the life of the roadway. It's an important investment. The City Council considers it a priority and typically commits at least $1 million every year. Last summer, the entire length of Fairfield Ranch Road was improved through a pavement rehabilitation project with a price tag of $182,000. A median was installed last year on Pipeline Avenue south of Chino Hills Parkway to increase safety and reduce traffic accidents. Medians were planted using a drought-tolerant design, and the entire street was slurry sealed. The Chino Avenue Pavement Rehabilitation Project began in March. The $714,000 project improved Chino Avenue from Peyton Drive to the western city limits. Beverly Glen off Peyton Drive is also included, as are a few other areas that need repairs. In the lower Los Serranos community, a federal grant provided $1.9 million to install curb, gutter, sidewalk, paving, and streetlights. This work began in March near Los Serranos Golf Course. The 2017-2018 street improvement includes 17 miles of streets at a cost of $1.1 million for construction. The bulk of the project will be completed west of Chino Hills Parkway on both sides of Grand Avenue, including the Rancho Hills neighborhoods. This work was set to start in May. Many of the projects that move forward are in response to a concern in the community. Residents have been concerned about State Highway 142, Carbon Canyon Road. This 8.4-mile stretch is the border between Chino Hills and Brea, 2 counties, and 2 Caltrans districts. 18 months ago, Chino Hills took the lead and initiated meetings to start the conversation about challenges, including increased traffic volumes, delays, safety issues, and truck traffic. Chino Hills paid for Phase 1 of a traffic study to begin the review.
Chino Hills and Brea are sharing the cost of the second phase of the traffic study. The focus is on truck traffic, traffic flow, and safety issues. It is our goal to restrict large trucks on Carbon Canyon Road. The traffic study will also recommend safety and operational improvements. The commuter traffic issue will require a regional solution. Residents in Carbon Canyon live in a unique community and have special concerns. I have pulled together a small focus group of Canyon residents with plans to meet periodically. My goal is to keep them informed and provide a direct line of communication to the city.
Some people commute in their own vehicle. Some people use public transportation. We recently took action to help those who ride the bus. 6 new bus benches have been installed, and 3 more are ordered. They have been placed at Omnitran's ridership hotspots, generally along Pipeline Avenue and near Fairfield Ranch on Sokol Canyon Parkway. Our staff works diligently to identify and address concerns in the community, operate efficiently, and look for ways to save money. A good example is the Streetlight Buyout Project. We began the process in 2015 to purchase over 4,500 Southern California Edison-owned streetlights in Chino Hills. The city pays a lease rate for maintenance and electricity. Once we own the streetlights, we will use SCE rebates to pay for a $1.1 million retrofit of LED bulbs, which will reduce our energy costs significantly. The streetlight purchase price is $2.7 million. We expect to recover our investment after 9 years of savings. After that, we should save about $500,000 each year thanks to lower energy and maintenance costs. The ownership transfer will occur in the coming months.
We're planning another project to save maintenance costs. This $1.8 million project will add artificial turf here at Grand Avenue Park. The installation will be scheduled to avoid soccer season and will mean less downtime for maintenance and more playing time on the fields. Throughout our history, the city has always worked to be prudent financial stewards of the taxpayers' money.
The city's budget is in good shape thanks to a conservative approach. Much of our revenue is restricted, collected and spent for specific purposes such as water, sewer, and landscaping. General city services, including law enforcement, are provided through the general fund. Our rainy day fund is $38 million, which represents 85% of our general fund expenditures, well above the 15 to 20% that many consider a healthy level. Property tax and sales tax make up the majority of the general fund revenue. Thanks to a very healthy real estate market in Chino Hills, our share of property tax increased about 7% last year and is on track for a 3% increase in the coming year. Sales tax is holding steady. Capital improvement projects projected for the coming year are penciled in at $9.8 million, with $2.8 million for improvements to our water system and $3.2 million in road projects. Our conservative approach was set in motion by the first City Council, elected in 1991. The last remaining member of the Charter City Council, Ed Graham, retired in July of 2017. Councilmember Graham's experience, historical perspective, sense of humor, and contributions had a great impact on this city, and we thank him for his nearly 26 years of dedicated service. With 16 months left on Ed's term, the City Council voted to appoint a resident to serve the remainder of his term through November of 2018. After a public process to interview all 16 of the residents who applied, Brian Joes was appointed to the City Council. Councilmember Joes previously served as an elected member of the Chino Valley Fire District Board of Directors.
As City Council members, we are out and about in the community meeting people. They often tell me they feel like Chino Hills is a small town even though our population is over 80,000. As a council, we've made it a priority to create opportunities for our residents to gather, to feel connected.
Social media connects people. We've been on Twitter, but launched a bigger presence in March by adding a city Facebook page, Instagram, and YouTube channel. Social media will help us engage with the community and get the word out about city activities like our photo contest. We launched the contest for our 25th anniversary and hosted a small reception for the winners when their work was on display at the community center. It was so great to see these people making connections. Our Hiking in the Hills program also brings people together to explore our spectacular trail system. Our Healthy Hills program partnered with Chino Hills State Park to bring residents out for first day hike. The Chino Hills Community Foundation has also been a catalyst for bringing people together. This nonprofit foundation hosts big events like Wine Walk, home tours, and the Jazz and Blues Festival that brings out hundreds of people and countless volunteers.
Alexa, what do you think about Chino Hills Community Foundation?
It is awe-inspiring that the foundation has all these great people who are working together for a good cause. They seem to love wine, houses, and music, but mainly wine. They are my kind of life forms.
Youth sports in Chino Hills, whether it's football, baseball, basketball, or soccer, they all bring people together. Youth sports opening days are a celebration of all that is good. Parents working as volunteer coaches, team moms, game officials, all helping to teach sportsmanship and skills to our kids.
In every great community, it always goes back to the people. There are so many who make Chino Hills stand out. They are the backbone of the community. They are the unsung heroes. They're doing good things in our city and expect no recognition for their efforts.
The mayor and city council members each selected one special individual who they consider an unsung hero for 2018. This year, we highlight Charlie Blank. He makes a difference in his neighborhood and through sports. Debbie Long. She makes a difference for high school students in the community. Nancy Smith. She made a difference in the lives of elementary students. Jesse Zarandon. He makes a difference in the lives of Cub Scouts. Joanne Jennis. She stepped up when massive power lines threatened the community. We thank these unsung heroes for making Chino Hills a better place. They and so many others make a difference and reflect the soul of the city.
Good girl, good girl. Alexa, what's your opinion now of Chino Hills after all you've learned?
It sounds terrific. You delight the residents with your awesomeness. Take it from me, your open space and parks are majestic. The city has a great mayor. It sounds like your residents love each other. Maybe they should get a room.
Honestly, these things that set Chino Hills apart, they're real. And as for me and my family, we know we came to the right place in 1986 when we wanted to plant roots and raise our kids.
Chino Hills has what people want: a sense of place and a beautiful natural environment of rolling hills, parks, open space, and trails. A feeling of safety that you take for granted until you visit other places. Satisfaction that your investment in Chino Hills is retained in strong property values. A contentment that people here really care and make a difference. It's a winning combination that sets Chino Hills apart.
Chino Hills.